things. So this week, we're gonna talk warehouse clubs, how to save more at them, maybe even some things to avoid, and even some deals, because there are some membership deals right now, like free Sam's Club membership. So yeah, can't complain at all if Sam's is just gonna hand you a free membership. So we're gonna try to hit all of that tonight, plus any questions that you have. So if you've got a question that's on topic or off topic, I'm completely cool with that. Just leave your questions in the comments, and either I will see them or my husband will see them. Between the two of us, one of us will get you an answer. His goal is to try to make sure that I don't miss any questions. So that is that in the end, that's the plan, that we will not miss it. So if you do have a question, ask away. I'm okay with them being off topic. So as we dive in, again, tonight's topic is warehouse clubs. All of a sudden, I'm kind of having a panic moment that I forgot to change the title. So hopefully that's what you saw. We last did a Q&A on homeschooling, so hopefully that's not the title that popped up. There's all these steps that I have to remember to various things that we do, but hopefully it's showing to you that we are going to do warehouse clubs tonight. One of those like last minute, did I do this moments? So as we jump in, someone's saying, did you say free Sam's Club membership? Let's just start there. Yes, Sam's has been running this for the last month or so. And the link that I had actually died. I thought it was over, but I went digging today and found a new link. So I'm gonna put the link in the comments for you, and you can click directly through that link. I'll actually just show you, I have the page up, show you what it looks like. So this is, if you click the link that we stick in the comments, this is what you're gonna see. And you know what, let me just move myself out of the way there. So it tells you at the top, you're gonna pay $45, but then you're gonna get that $45 back on your very first transaction in the store. So if you've never done this deal before, it's actually really, really simple. You will use the Sam's Club app in the store, and they have a scan and go feature. You're actually gonna fall in love with it. So you will sit there in the store and you will scan your 5-pound box of Cheez-Its. Not really, I think it's a 2-pound box of Cheez-Its. But you'll scan the barcode with the scan and go feature of the Sam's Club app, scan $45 worth of product. $45 is gonna come off of your very first purchase. You just got all your money back on your first purchase in the store. So it's pretty sweet. I mean, it is a free Sam's Club membership in that sense. So I'm gonna put the link to that in the comments, and you can click and sign up. That Sam's Club deal ends on June 17th, I think, is what the offer details were. You can click and read all the details, but it'll walk you through what you want to grab, all the fine print here. There's really not a lot of fine print. Just grab the items in the club, in the store. Yeah, June 17th is when it ends. So you want to go ahead and get signed up. Do it, don't miss it, and the link hopefully is right there. And thanks letting me know, Lisa, that it does still say homeschool Q&A. I think it will let us go in and edit that. We'll see. We'll try to tag, see if my husband can edit that while we're going here. So in terms of jumping in and moving on, there are some other deals. So if you are not a Sam's Club person, or Costco is closer, BJ's is closer, there are a couple of other deals. I'm going to stick those links in too, of just all the current deals. I actually just put it up. So if you are watching on Southern Savers, if you scroll down, it's the second post right below this, is deals for the 3 major warehouse clubs. The Sam's Club deal totally wins. No one else has a free membership, but BJ's is offering a $25 membership, and Costco, the best that we ever see for them is a gift card back. It's not even a high value one, but it's all that Costco ever offers. So take the deal that they have. You're not going to find anything else. It's just how Costco plays. But if that's what you'd prefer, then that's the one you want to go ahead and grab. Now, the difference between the 3, because that's the next question, is one better than the other? I don't know. This is a hard one. It really is going to depend on what you want to grab. And I think, a lot of people have tried to analyze the 3 warehouse clubs. If you really love organic and that is all that you eat, then you probably want to focus on a Costco membership, because they have put a lot of effort into carrying more and more organic products. Sam's has some, BJ's has some, not saying they don't have any, but Costco wins in the organic product side. So if you're trying to make that decision, if that really matters to you, then that's the warehouse club that you should go with. If it's kind of a like, yeah, organic's great, but it's not the end of the world if the product isn't organic, then and you don't care, then I would actually say let's go with a Sam's Club membership. In the end, the products in Sam's are actually slightly cheaper than the products in Costco if we're comparing, apples to apples in a sense. It's just the difference in products. So that's where, it really is. If you're caring about that organic, almost in a sense more high end, then you want to go Costco. But if you don't necessarily care about that side and cost is really where you're wanting to go, Sam's Club is technically a little bit cheaper when it comes to per product price. Now, where does BJ's fall into that? They're actually smaller. They're the smallest of the 3 warehouse clubs, and they kind of fit in the middle between the two. They do have more than Sam's in the high-end organic side of things, but their prices are higher than Sam's as well. So that's why I'm going to kind of stick them in the middle. BJ's normally takes coupons, though I've heard from a number of BJ shoppers that right now and all the craziness of shopping, that most stores are not currently taking coupons. So I wouldn't make that your decision as to signing up for a BJ's membership. Long term, hopefully that will come back, and if y'all have already seen it come back in your stores, please chime in. We don't have a BJ's here. The nearest BJ's to me is almost an hour and a half to 2 hours away. So it's a little bit of a haul to join a warehouse club. We do have a Costco and we do have a Sam's. I am actually members of both. That may seem a little crazy. We have done the Sam's free $45 deal that's currently running twice now. And we still have that offer. And I have a Costco membership because I am on my mother's Costco membership. So she gets all the credit for that one. I have not paid for a Costco membership. So she wins there. Between the two, we really kind of, it just depends on if we're wanting something and if we pop in. So hopefully that answers some of the basic membership, which store should we look at, and membership deal questions that you might have. And then we're going to dive into what type of items should we be getting at a warehouse club. I also want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. So Wendy's sharing too. She joined Sam's before COVID-19. She hasn't actually been to the store. Can you cancel? So Wendy, if you did the $45 deal, but you didn't get to redeem the $45 credit, I might actually call Sam's and see if they would extend that offer for you. So if you signed up, I think they were running it back in February. If you signed up and you were supposed to do the $45 free credit, but you didn't go into the store because of the coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever we want to call it, I would call and see if they would extend it for you. And you might be surprised with all of the stores that are extending things. Just go from there, see what they offer and what they're willing to do. And if they aren't, then maybe trying to cancel and see if they'll give you your money back might be the way to go. If you were, you totally signed up because of the deal and then you didn't get into the store, I don't blame you for that. And in a lot of areas, they didn't want you to go anyway. Okay. Oh, and Lisa says when she signed up, they gave her the option for a credit card and $40 to sign up. So I'm guessing, Lisa, that option was that on top of the free membership or the $45 back, or was that a separate offer? They're always offering different types of membership offers. We'll see them on Groupon from time to time where you get a free rotisserie chicken and you get this and you get that. The one they're currently offering is my favorite because you get to pick whatever you want. I mean, seriously, if you want to go in, I'm trying to remember what this is. It's if you want to go in and buy this massive box of Cheez-Its, you can. And it's going to just be part of the $45 worth of product that you can get for free. So this is actually one of my tips in terms of saving in the warehouse clubs. I went through the pantry kind of digging to see what we had. I don't normally buy Cheez-Its or even snacks that much, but we went to the beach a few weeks ago, and so I stocked up on snacks, and we actually didn't open this. We were really good. But when it comes to things to look for in the warehouse clubs, this is a tip. So you're going to get deals on most of our name brand items in the grocery store. We're going to have sales on them. We're going to have coupons to use on them. In the end, the price per ounce is generally going to be cheaper in a grocery store. That's hard for folks. But if I'm looking to, let's say, stock up on snacks for the beach or whatever you might be doing, then there are moments that just kind of going bulk works. For us at the beach, it's extended family that is there, and we're generally going to plow through some snacks. So if that's where you're aiming, then this one tip anyway, I'm not necessarily saying there's a crazy deal on Cheez-Its, but one tip here is you go with this option, not with this. So warehouse clubs are going to give you two different sizes basically. I could get, a huge box of 40 of these, or I can get, I still am 3 pounds total box size, 3 pounds of Cheez-Its. The difference here is massive. First off, the box of these guys individual doesn't even equal 3 pounds, but the price is almost double the price of just the big, huge box. And guys, that's really a general savings tip. No matter where you're shopping, we don't want to go with individual sizes, but you really don't in the warehouse clubs. Their focus on those individual size products is for people who are running vending machine businesses, or even some that are using those Sam's and Costco deals to stock smaller convenience stores and wherever you're going there. It isn't meant for a household use, and you will get a much better price going with the massive 3 pound box if that's what you need to do. Come home and put them in Ziploc bags if that makes you feel better, than going with all of the little tiny individual bags. So don't go this route. Go big. That's the whole goal, right? Don't go small, because it is going to cost you an arm and a leg over the price of the really big size in the end. Just a general tip on anything that you're grabbing. So you'll see this even when it comes down to canned goods. And another one when it comes to warehouse clubs, if you're going in and you're doing all your grocery shopping in a warehouse club, no offense, but you are paying an arm and a leg for groceries, because the price for most of their canned goods, if we're talking national brands or just canned and packaged, is almost full price for a grocery store. So you could get a box of 10, these are the 14.5 ounce cans of diced tomatoes. It's right at like almost $1 a can. Meanwhile, this particular small size of diced tomatoes, just on sale in the grocery store, is more like 50 cents to 75 cents a can, depending on where you live and your buy one, get one prices. If you want to go house brands, even at Walmart, it's still cheaper than going name brand canned and packaged in a warehouse club. And I don't care what warehouse club we're talking here, name brand canned and packaged, usually not a deal. The same for cereals and lots of other things. So we're talking, like a 3 pound box of cereal. But still, if I compare that to buying individual boxes in the grocery store on sale, hopefully with a coupon, you are going to get a much better price. I mean, we've got cereal for what was it at Kroger this past week? 99 cents for General Mills cereal. It's going to take a lot of 99-cent boxes until you ever got down to the $7 or $8 price of cereal in a warehouse club. So can and package for most items, not a deal. There are exceptions, but for most national brand items that we regularly see sales on, just stick with the sales in the grocery store. You will get a much better price. Now, I'm not trying to make you feel like there's nothing to get a warehouse club, but those are the big warnings, because that's what I'll see people with their carts loaded full of. I'm sitting here thinking why would you buy your pasta here? Pasta costs 25 cents in the grocery store. But they do, and it's convenience. That's why you're there, but you're paying an arm and a leg for that convenience. So just, stand down. Don't go crazy putting everything in your cart, because it does cost more to do that. So to dive into a few other questions, Brady, I see yours. Brady says, when should we be looking for back to school supplies? Back to school supplies always start the first full week after July 4th. I'm a little on the fence as to whether or not that's going to literally be July 6th or not, because July 4th falls on a Saturday. So it's a little tricky to know whether or not those office supply stores are going to start the next day, really July 5th, or if we're going to see it the week after that. And we'll just have to kind of wait and see. Also, be warned that right now, Staples and Office Depot haven't released a paper ad in weeks. So it'll be interesting to see what they do for back to school season. We will see the sales start in Walmart and Target probably on July 5th. That is usually what they do. If not the week after, but more likely even possibly before. Walmart last year was before July 5th with all their deals. So go to it whenever you see them starting to hit the stores. Keep in mind with Target, guys, just a little inside tip here. Target is going to take over the back corner of the store. That's where it is in most areas, which currently is filled with patio and outdoor gear. That has to go somewhere. And the only place that Target sends it is clearance. So right before back to school season in Target is the best time of the year to get patio and outdoor deals. Now, I'm not saying that Target's necessarily the place to go to get hoses and everything else. They sell a lot of unique things that most folks don't go to Target for, but you can get some pretty decent deals as they start to clearance out, definitely on patio, outdoor decor, outdoor lighting, all those things. So watch for that kind of the week of right there with July 4th, and then back to school. As soon as that corner is cleared out, they are ready to go. Like the cases are already in there, basically ready to unload them all. Okay, so Dawn is saying BJ's is closer to you than the New York City Costco. I would imagine that is much closer to you than having to go in. And, if that's the case, go with the warehouse club that is the closest. So, as I'm talking about which one to pick, the distance and the likelihood that you're going to go there definitely needs to be weighed in. Why get a membership to a place that you may only go to once or twice a year? You're not going to end up paying for it, and definitely not when Costco's membership costs the most. Sam's is free, BJ's $25. Costco, you're really looking at paying like $60 for their lowest level membership and getting a gift card back, but still nowhere near free or $25, even with the gift card back. So I'd go with what's going to work best for you, and definitely one of the other two if it's closest. Okay, so, and Lisa's saying she did the free $45 deal and she got a $40 credit for signing up for their credit card. So good to know. So if you wanted to kind of push the Sam's Club deal even further, then look for those credit card deals in the store. I would imagine you also get some perks back when you shop and use their credit card in the store. And I know a lot of times they even have those perks online. So if you look for banners, or they'll look like an ad basically on Sam's website, you'll see those sign-up offers for their credit cards. Okay. So Michelle's saying, my membership will expire after the Sam's Club deal. Is there a way I can renew early to utilize the deal? So I'm going to tell you what we have done, and this is probably not, by the book, but we haven't, I don't know. This is what we do in our family. So last year, I did the $45 free membership deal that they're currently running. We never used the second free card. We did not put my husband on the account. That's the big part. So whenever you sign up for a membership, it always comes with a second free card for someone in the household. Don't use it. This year, my husband signed up for the free $45 membership to Sam's, and I am not on his account. So now my membership has actually been expired for over 6 months, and the link that I just put in the comments, guys, is one that Sam's emailed me today saying, hey, you should renew. I don't plan to renew. I don't need to renew because my husband currently has a membership. So that's basically how we are working this. When you sign up through Sam's, they're really just looking at your email address, and you're going to sign up online. The other thing that Sam's is also doing now, just so that you are aware, is you really don't ever need to go to customer service inside of Sam's. Instead, I was going to say I don't even have the app anymore because I don't currently have the membership. But instead, you're going to pull up the Sam's Club app, and your membership card is in the app. So I don't really ever have to go to customer service. I don't have to have my picture taken and have a real card printed. You're just going to pull up the app, and you're going to walk in the door, showing them. They're just going to look at your phone. They're not even going to look at it, really. You're just going to have it out. They're going to be like, huh? And you're going to walk in the door. But that's it. So my husband has the membership this year. When his expires, then I will have a membership next year. And so that's how we usually work this deal so that we can renew, basically, by never using the second free household card offer. Now, if you've already done that, you are potentially in a tricky spot, because most of these offers, if you read the big fine print, it will say that it cannot be used for renewals and it cannot be used if your membership expired in the last 6 months. So just be aware of that. And some of them it's even longer, but most of them it's if it expired in the last 6 months. That's the window that they don't really want to give you another incentive to sign up. They really just want you to renew and take it. I will warn you, this free membership deal does auto renew. But you can go into your membership at any point, like the minute you sign up, go under your account in the app, and you can turn off auto renewal. So then you're set and it won't auto renew on you. So just remember to do that after you sign up and you access the app, and you'll really, I mean, guys, you'll be ready to go within an hour. You'll have access to the app. You can get in there. You might not even be in the club, but you can get in there. You can turn off auto renewal and kind of shop and be happy all the rest of the year with your happy little free Sam's Club membership. Okay, so that might be longer of an answer for you, but hopefully that helps. How does the app work for getting gas at Sam's? Bethany, honestly, right now it doesn't. Sam's has not activated their pumps to work with the app. However, they do have an attendant that is usually there, hopefully, that's their job, and they can look at your membership card on your phone and then swipe their card at the pump to be able to get you that gas savings that you should be getting with the card. So that is how we've worked it, since we don't have a physical Sam's Club card. The person who has the card could totally go and get it, but this way, honestly, you can kind of both make it work just using the app. It's whatever you want to do. But that's how we've handled it at the pump with the Sam's Club card. We've also, I have a Costco card with my mom, as I mentioned earlier. So most of the time, if I'm out and about and I am going to get gas at a warehouse club, I tend to be near the Costco, and that's where I tend to get gas too. But I will say, gas in the warehouse clubs is not always the cheapest option. So I would recommend, before you sign up just for gas savings, that you look at Gas Buddy, which is a free app that lets you see what the gas prices are all in your area, or Get Upside, which is the one that we use a ton for saving on gas. So for me, right next to Costco is a Shell station, and the Shell station has the same price that Costco has for gas, and they take Get Upside. So I can get the Costco price plus another 10 or 12 cents off a gallon sold. I don't need the Costco gas. I'll go with the Shell gas and the extra discount. So don't just assume that the warehouse club has the best price. And they may, but just don't assume it. Okay, Janice says, I have a Costco and a Sam's Club card, and I find that the price per ounce is cheaper at Costco. And you may, it really does depend on the item that you're grabbing and wherever. So if you're focusing on house brands, it could be that the Kirkland Signature is cheaper than the Members Mark. Most of the time, the Members Mark will beat even the Kirkland. That's hard to say, Kirkland Signature, but it can depend on the product. So for the items that you're grabbing, if they are cheaper at Costco, then that's where I would stick. One of those, as an example, that I did pull, guys, if you're looking for one thing to definitely always get in a warehouse club, it's over-the-counter medications. So this is part of a multi-pack from Sam's. It will say not for resale. Got rid of the big, huge box that they were in. And in terms of this price, this is a 3-pack of 14 count. I could compare that to the same thing in Target even, Target house brand. This guy is almost half the price of the Target house brand. So this is the Members Mark house brand, but any over-the-counter medication, crazy cheap in all the warehouse clubs. I've mentioned that one before, but one example, you may not realize it, but we live on a farm, and I have horses out in kind of my front yard. But one of those horses is high maintenance and needs allergy medicine every day. It's Zyrtec. 16 Zyrtecs, because he's a horse, every day. Well, I can't afford name brand for that, but I can afford a 360 count bottle of Zyrtec for like less than $15. in the warehouse clubs. So the warehouse clubs totally make that right there, like pays for the membership and the amount of Zyrtec that we can go through, thanks to Buckshot the horse. Buck is what we call him, but you got to do what you got to do when it's your pet. So that's just one huge example, though, for him. But for the rest of us, over-the-counter meds, that 360 count bottle would be all the Zyrtec you would need, and it would be less than paying for a 24 count Zyrtec in the store. So house brand, OTC, over-the-counter meds, always a go-to. No, I don't care what the OTC med is that you're wanting. They're all cheaper than paying for the name brands or even the house brands in other stores. The warehouse clubs always win. So the Sam's Club deal, Jill, that we've sent you the link to, you pay $45, but if you look at the top, it says join and get $45 off of your first transaction, basically. So you're gonna pay $45, and then you're going to get $45 off your very first transaction in Sam's. So hopefully that makes sense. But you're going to use the Sam's Club app, use the scan and go feature, and then when you go to check out in the scan and go feature, you're going to see minus $45 will come off of that very first purchase. So you got all of your money back. No one is going to just give you, they want you to pay something up front to then get you into the store. Yes, you get it all back. It's actually one of the best deals they run because, versus them just giving you random free products. You could get their deals where they give you a free rotisserie chicken and 2 free sides or whatever, but this way you get to pick. It's whatever $45 products you want. It's pretty sweet. Yes, and if you're curious on that, I've also done a video in the store that kind of walked you through how to do this deal, because this is not the first time that we've seen it. We've seen this probably now 4 or 5 times in the last year and a half. They'll run it for a month or 2, and then it'll go away for 3 or 4 months. So get it, though, before it ends if you're curious and you're wanting to try Sam's Club. Okay, let's see. Try to make sure I'm not missing anything else. And Jessica, sorry, I forgot to change the title and I thought I had. So we actually did a really long homeschool Q&A last Thursday night, and it's saved on the videos tab of our Facebook page. So if you go to Southern Savers' Facebook page, if you're watching this just in your feed, and you click on videos, you'll see that homeschool Q&A. There are a ton of tips for preschoolers, but getting started early is by far the best tip, all on your own, whatever you decide to do, just start early. But that's an easy one. Yeah, and same on the YouTube side. So I can't change the YouTube description until we finish, but the Facebook one, hopefully we can. Okay, so as we continue on, let's see. Someone's saying they miss BJ's. So BJ's is still around. I don't know if they're not near you. For us, it's really, really far away. Okay, so yeah, Brady's also mentioning this one. So let's talk Sam's Club one-day sale. This is a huge one. We see one-day sales for them multiple times a year, so maybe they should rename this. But the big one for Sam's is usually the weekend that's right around Veterans Day. So hopefully we're going to have that this year. Hopefully that's not going to be canceled. But if you're looking for a cell phone deal, huge Black Friday deals, that is when Sam's runs them on this one-day sale. We will also see one usually around back to school season. So typically July, August, and then we see another one in November, and then sometimes one in the spring. So these sales are huge. And Brady's mentioning that they got huge deals on cell phones. Yes, every year, this is the best deal on cell phones that we see, and it is the Sam's one-day sale that is right there before Black Friday. We're talking like $600–700 back in gift cards or more, depending on the phones that you pick. So I know that's still a ways away, and if you're wanting a new phone, that might not be what you want to hear, that it's that far away, but it is a perk. It is a huge reason to have a membership to Sam's. If you're pondering which one to get, they win. Costco will run some Black Friday deals. They will never touch the Sam's Club Black Friday and one-day sales that we see. And by the way, with that November one-day sale with Sam's, they guarantee that the price of that one-day sale is better or equal to the Black Friday price. So if you do shop that day, you shop with, some assurance that you are getting the best deal on those items. And Teresa saying, we tried to get a membership a few weeks ago and the store didn't have any membership cards in the whole store. So I wouldn't even worry about it in the store because you really don't need a membership card. You can just use their app and it has your membership card in there, right in the app. And how does, okay, already answered your question on gas, just trying to jump ahead. Okay, so to continue on, there is one thing that I've mentioned before and I've not always had it on hand, but I do right now. So one thing, if you're trying to decide what to grab, and you happen to have a Costco membership, so this is a plug for Costco here. Sam's might sell this. I've not seen it in our stores, but because I already know it's in Costco, this is one of my favorite warehouse club deals to grab. I don't know if it's necessarily a deal, but to me it is. So this is rotisserie chicken. It's already cooked, it's already deboned and pulled, and it's almost 3 pounds worth. So I have no clue how many chickens that comes out to be, but the fact that you don't have to do the work is pretty amazing. Already cooked, basically ready to go for any sort of freezer cooking meal that you want to do. So for me, I will grab this. This is $12 in our store for basically 3 pounds worth of pre-cooked chicken. It's not really a bad price. And we can turn this into a number of meals and we'll do it kind of all at the same time. Chicken pot pie, chicken and broccoli casserole, chicken poppy seed casserole, just all sorts of things. They can all be frozen. Chicken enchiladas. So think about these simple meals where you're really just adding a sauce. It's pre-cooked chicken. I'm just adding a sauce to it, getting it into a disposable pan, and I'm ready to go and get it in the freezer. So anyone that is interested in freezer cooking or pregnant, you have a baby on the way, whatever, that's usually for me when I'm in gung-ho freezer cooking mode. Whatever you might be wanting to prep for, this is what I would encourage you to look for. It is right next to the cooked rotisserie chickens in Costco, and you just grab it and go. It's in the refrigerator. It's vacuum sealed, so you're set. You can stick it in the freezer if you want, so if you grab one when you're in there, but you have no plans to freezer cook anytime soon, you can do that, or you could come home and even split this into a couple different bags and stick it back in the freezer. So that way you're set for meals. I have my chicken ready, and maybe you're not going to freezer cook, but you've got chicken cooked and ready for a number of different meals. By going ahead and splitting it up, I would highly recommend that because there have been times that we've opened it, thought we would use it, and then it ends up getting lost in the fridge. I don't know if y'all's fridge is like mine, but it gets lost. And then you're kicking yourself because it's not cheap. 12 bucks is not, let's just chunk this because we didn't use the rest. We don't want to do that. But this is a favorite for me anyway. And there's a few other things that we would definitely grab, but that one by far takes the cake. Some grocery stores sell the same. So if you're walking through grocery stores and they offer pulled rotisserie meat, look at the price. Because for most of them, it's upwards of $7 to $8 a pound. That is not the price on this Costco one. So just as a good plug of something to grab. And I wouldn't be surprised if Sam's doesn't sell it. If one of you guys buys it at Sam's, I'd love for you to chime in and tell me what the price is. The last few times that I've been in Sam's, I usually know exactly what I'm going in for, and I don't even make it into the far corner with meat. So I haven't even looked. I just know where it is in Costco, and I go from there. Speaking of meat, though, that is the only meat that I do buy in warehouse clubs. I don't buy any other fresh meat. I buy all of our fresh meat actually from something that's similar to a warehouse club but doesn't cost money to join, and that's a restaurant supply store in our area. So we buy our meat in bulk from the U.S. Foods Chef Store. The reason for that, it's actually cheaper. So the price per pound is significantly cheaper over the price per pound in the warehouse clubs. And since I have the option and it's right down the street, I'm going to go with that option. So just to emphasize that, I don't buy any other fresh meat in the warehouse clubs. It's just so much cheaper to buy it somewhere else. Now, to buy from a restaurant supply store, you're also buying a larger package. So if you don't want to go large, then go with the warehouse clubs. Some of them are still pretty large too, but we're talking the case of chicken rather than just a flat that has been saran wrap sealed of chicken. It's a better price when you go with that bigger size package. So no fresh meat for us from the warehouse clubs, and usually no fresh produce either. There are exceptions because that's how they work. You're in there and it's kind of an impulse buy, but typically for us, if you've watched any of my other videos and whatnot, we buy all of our produce really through a co-op that we're a part of. So we're buying in bulk and then splitting that up with a bunch of people. No one can touch that price. So we do, 99% of the produce that we get comes from co-op. And I don't buy it anywhere, much less a warehouse club. Now, if I was going to compare warehouse produce prices and meat prices to grocery store prices, so for those of you who don't want to join a co-op or don't have a restaurant supply nearby, how do they compare? The warehouse meat price equals the grocery store sale price, not the grocery store everyday price, but the grocery store sale price. So if you're regularly shopping your sales, you really could get the same price in the grocery store. It's the regular price in the warehouse club. Now, obviously tonight is all about warehouse club savings. So if you have a membership, go for it. I don't really have to think about when I buy the meat in the warehouse club versus needing to time when I buy the meat in the grocery store. Right now is a unique situation though, guys. So, just to spell that out, because really there are no great meat sales that are running anywhere. And even for our family, we've had to completely change our routines and not eat some of the normal meals that we would. Every Sunday I make a Sunday roast. Meat, potatoes, carrots, typical Sunday roast. That's what we always eat. Well, right now, the cheapest Sunday roast that I can find is like $20+. I am not doing that. So we will find other things to eat for Sunday lunch. There are plenty of other fancy Sunday lunch meals, though I will confess a Sunday roast is so sweet with a delay bake oven to just have it set. But I'm not going to pay that. And we're not going to see that price come down for probably a couple more months. Hopefully, we'll see it by the end of the summer come back down. But for right now, we'll find other things to eat, and we're not going to see sales. So if you're trying to compare a sale price that doesn't exist to the warehouse club price, they may even be the same right now. It's whatever anybody has, and it's whatever price anybody can get, and you're just going to have to take it. I will tell you, if you want to know what we had for dinner tonight, it was bean soup. So it's time for some of us to make that decision and make a huge pot. It did have some ham in it. It was leftover ham from Sunday lunch, cooking down the ham bone, which huge props because my husband totally cooked dinner tonight and he should get some credit for that. But that is what we ate. It was going low meat. Eat beans. They're great for you and they're much cheaper. So whole nother, side soapbox there. To jump into some other questions, Wendy's asking, do I know what restaurant supply stores are in the Atlanta area? I've looked before and nothing jumped out at me. So Wendy, I've looked before for other folks too. In the Atlanta area, I've not found anything in particular. I think there's a Restaurant Depot. It does require you to own a restaurant, though I would reach out to them because I bet that they'd be willing to waive that right now. I did find in recent searching for someone a wholesale meat supplier. So that's what I would go searching for if I was going to be Googling something else. So if your city isn't coming up with a restaurant supply store as you Google, then Google Atlanta wholesale meat supplier and see what comes up and see if they will also let you direct buy, because you're still looking at buying by the case. You're not asking them to split the case or to sell some size they wouldn't normally sell. You're just asking to be a much smaller purchaser than a large grocery store or a restaurant would be. But I wouldn't be surprised if they would still sell to the consumer as well when you reach out to them. That's what you want to Google and see what you can find. Okay, so, oh great, Hilda says you got a small freezer on Memorial Day weekend. You're a unique one because I heard from a lot of folks that went out hunting for freezers on Memorial Day and came back empty-handed, so I'm glad that you were able to find something. Freezers are a very hot commodity right now, so I'm glad you managed to not only get one, but get one on sale. Okay, let's see. Oh, and Teresa says that Myrtle Beach is getting a U.S. Foods chef store. That's awesome. That's very exciting, and I hope that you're there the date that they open. That should be like, we're just going to go welcome them to the neighborhood because it is a very fun place to shop. Yes, and Wendy's chuck roast is $8.99. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So it's not on sale, and I love that these stores are putting up huge sale tags. That is not a sale price. That's like $4 above a sale price for the meat right now. It's really hard for me when I type grocery ads. I try to only type the items that are on sale. And honestly, guys, I would just prefer to not type the meat section because the whole meat section is not a good price at every grocery store. But I know that you have to have meat. So I am doing my best to still type them. Just know that it hurts me. Every single one of those prices is painful. And that's just where it's going to be. So we got to get creative. Okay, yes, and Donna is also sharing another restaurant supply store to look up is Gordon Food Service. So U.S. Foods Chef Store is one, Gordon Food Service is one. There are a few others as well. You can also direct buy meat from some processors, so like Tyson Chicken Plants, what is it? House of Rayford Chicken. They do their chicken sales, but a lot of the meat processing plants do have a place that you can purchase directly from them, kind of like a factory store, basically. So look into that if you have that in your area. North Georgia, you guys have a lot of chicken processing plants in the North Georgia area. So maybe my Atlanta folks, you guys just need to take some road trips up into the Helen and Gainesville area, and you'll find them. They're not that far away from you. Even though I know y'all don't really like to leave. All the inner perimeter folks never like to go outside of the perimeter, but it's time because there are some places to save money out there. Okay, I think we've hit a lot of the things that were on my list. There are a couple of others. So I think, not to pick on my mom, but I'm pretty sure my mom got a Costco membership originally to save on a pair of glasses, if I remember correctly. Now that I say that, she's totally going to text me or send me a message here in a minute as to why she bought it. But if that's the case, so if you're looking at getting a Costco or BJ's or anything kind of membership for glasses or contacts, I will tell you the deals are cheaper online. Now I know if you're wanting to wear the glasses and try them on your face, obviously I can't do that online. There are some online companies that will send you sample frames and you send them back, but that is going to cost an arm and a leg too. Warby Parker's the big one for that. They are not cheap. But if you're looking at just basic glasses, Glasses USA, Coastal.com, their deals when they run coupon codes, not their regular prices, but they're with coupon codes, super cheap. Glasses in frames with lenses, $20 and free shipping. Costco and Sam, none of them can touch those prices. So they have deals. And if you're looking at getting a pair of glasses or contacts locally, then Sam's and Costco win. They will win. They have the best price. But if you don't care about ordering them online, for me, I wear contacts. If I'm going to wear my glasses, it is literally for the 10 feet from the bathroom counter to the bed, and I rarely put them on. I may wear my glasses once every 2 weeks. So going and paying a ton for a fancy pair of glasses, I don't need to do that. I'm not ever going to wear them. So if you're in my boat, get them online. You'll be very content with whatever comes. It's much cheaper than getting them in warehouse clubs. They do have deals, but they're nowhere near as cheap as online. Prescriptions, though, that is one. So I mentioned the over-the-counters, all of your, whatever you're grabbing over the counter, prescriptions. This one, it's not the case for every state, but most states in the United States, you do not have to have a membership to get prescription prices from Costco and Sam's and BJ's. So if you want to order your prescriptions there and get the prescription kind of their general prices, you can. Now, some of them have added prescription coverage or higher prescription coverage to their higher membership plan. So Sam's has a regular membership and a Sam's Plus membership. One feature of the Sam's Plus is free shipping on any purchase, though you'll find free shipping on a lot of things from Sam's with the regular membership. But another perk of the Plus membership is actually decreased prescription drug prices on more prescription drugs than on the basic membership. That is not available to everyone unless you pay for the Advanced Plus membership. But everyone else, they have to give you the price of their prescriptions, no membership required. It's the law. So if you're on the fence, you don't really want to join the warehouse clubs, but you want to save on prescriptions, that is worth looking into because, again, anybody can go there. You do not have to have a membership to get prescription prices in warehouse clubs. Okay, so just to kind of hit that one, and hopefully you'll find that in your area. I know in the South, I've not heard of any states in the South that require the membership. So there may be a couple that are rogue states around the United States, but they aren't in our area. So no matter what, you can go there for your prescriptions. Teresa has a question. Does Target rain check big ticket items? They're selling bikes in this week's ad, and bikes are they're a big item. Yeah, most stores are completely out of bikes. And honestly, Teresa, I know our Targets, 2 different Targets, have been out of bikes for months. What most stores are doing right now is not honoring rain checks on anything across the store. Normally, in a normal situation, yes, they would honor rain checks and issue rain checks on those big ticket items unless the ad specifically said no rain checks allowed underneath the item. But right now, I don't know of any local store, big or little, that is issuing any rain checks. So I'm not sure you would be able to get them. One place to look, if you have one in your area, is Academy Sports. Check there. We were in an Academy Sports a couple of weeks ago, and they actually had bikes. We have a friend that was looking for them, so we were quickly taking pictures of the bikes they had and texting them to him. And just see if they have the bikes. One thing to look at doing is see whether or not they would even price match the deals in the other store. Now, Academy doesn't necessarily price match. It's going to be up to the store, but it never hurts to ask. In any store that you're in, I don't care where you're shopping, never hurts to ask if they will price match big ticket items like that. So just see. And you could also check online too. I know a lot of websites will show you whether something is in stock or out of stock before you even go to the store. So if Academy's not nearby, don't make an extra trip. Look on the website first. But that's one option for bikes. And no Academy stores near you. Okay, well, maybe it might even be trying to see if you could shop online and having it shipped. I don't know. That could be an option. But bikes are you're going to be pretty hard pressed to find one right now. One option might be looking to see if you could find some that are used through Facebook Marketplace. I don't even know what's out there, but for our teenagers, they got bikes for their birthday last year, and those bikes were from Facebook Marketplace in great condition and used much cheaper than I could have gotten locally. And right now, with no one having them locally, that actually could be a great option for you to be able to find something at all. And Jessica's chiming in and saying car dealers will price match. Yes, that is a huge way to save on cars, is getting quotes from all sorts of different dealers and then seeing if they will all meet the others' deals or make them better. So definitely. Do warehouse stores offer rain checks on any deals? Not right now, Diana. Sometimes you will be able to get them to honor a deal if they completely were out of stock, but most warehouse clubs, their deals are on a while supplies last basis, and they do that intentionally. So it's kind of one of the last little points that I had on my list, and that's to talk about impulse buys, because impulse buys in a warehouse club are serious. That whole middle section of the store, they are just hoping that you will get lost in there and you will start adding things to your cart that you never even thought you needed. That's why they're there. So the fact that they can then add a little bit of a urgency to it by saying, you know what, we only sell these kayaks once a year, and when we sell out of them, we sell out of them. It adds to it. So most of the time, you're not able to get any sort of rain check, because most of the time the deals that they're going to run out of, they're not going to get restocked for a long time, if ever. An example, I think it was Costco last year, had American Girl Welly Wisher dolls in a set. So it's an American Girl doll already, but it's a set. It came with a doll. It came with a lot of accessories, and it was almost 50% off the price of the same doll and set as buying it online or direct from American Girl. That was through the warehouse club. Once those were sold out, they were sold out. So there was no other way to get that deal. And that's why they have that incentive, because it works. Anytime you feel like you have to grab it, you tend to, we got to get this. We got to get it right now. And it totally works for them. So no, sadly. Let's see. Well, Ginger, thank you. So Ginger says she's been working at Tyson and they're working 6 days a week to try to get customer orders done. I can imagine it's hard, but we are all very thankful. So thanks for going to work so that the rest of us can get some meat on the table. I know that it might not be what you want to do or where you want to be, but we're very thankful that you're still going to work and making that happen for all of us. One last thing that is on my list of things to grab if you do have a warehouse club membership or you're pondering it, and that is gift card deals. Sam's wins here. Costco has a number as well, but Sam's actually has way more than most of the other warehouse clubs do. Online, more so than in store. So if you head to Sam's, you'll find some in the store, but you're going to find a ton on Sam's website for gift card deals. A lot of times upwards to 30% off. So go for it. Look into them. Anywhere you want to go. Restaurants are big. You'll find a lot of restaurant gift card deals, but you'll also find gift card deals to other places. Make sure those places are still open right now, but even if you're headed to Disney, if you're headed, we've seen it all. Costco last year ran a deal on Delta, just airline gift cards and Southwest gift cards. So the discounts, what we're looking at, you can get a $50 gift card as cheap as like $32, a $100 gift card around $70. So these are significant discounts. You still have $100 to spend, but you only paid $70 for it. Now, the other fun part about how these gift cards come is that they're usually in packs. They're multiples. So let's say you're looking for an easy Christmas present for teenagers. Well, you could go and get a $50 pack of AMC gift card, AMC theater gift cards, and you would pay $33 for it. And you've got $5, $10 gift cards right there. You just got 5 gifts, if that's how you want to look at it, splitting them up amongst nieces and nephews or wherever you're going. But you just saved $17 on the whole purchase. So gift cards are a great thing to grab. In any of the warehouse clubs, Sam's has more than the others, though, just to kind of tell you where they all rank on that particular one. Now, I'm curious. I've mentioned a lot of things that we grab in the warehouse clubs, kind of making sure I didn't miss anything that's around me, but curious if you guys have anything that is if you go in the door, you never leave without grabbing something, if whatever those items might be in a warehouse club. I have one more that is definitely on our list. And sometimes for me, if we head in, if we're going to Costco and my mom knows we're going, she'll even tell me to grab it too. But this is ours. So if we're going in and we're ever in Costco or Sam's, they both sell them. These are big 3-pound bags of almonds or pecans. We'll grab either one of them because this is a go-to snack. Like we just reach in and munch for a little while. So this is mine. But if you guys have anything, Teresa's saying hers is bottled water. But I'm curious, what are I never leave the warehouse club without getting X product. Always curious to see if there's some things that I need to be adding to my list. But for me, it's my chicken that I already showed you and my almonds. They're our go-to. I will also confess that when we do head to a warehouse club, if it's just my husband and I, and we're on date night, we always run errands when we're on date night. More often than not, we attempt to do it without even getting a buggy. So if you ever spot us in a warehouse club, you should see us by the time we get to the register because many times we look like we are attempting some like juggling feat. But we do. We try to do it without a buggy just so that we won't go overboard and we won't get the things that we don't need. We're in there for 1 or 2 items usually because we do most of our shopping on sale with a coupon in the grocery store. And we kind of take advantage of our free Sam's Club membership in a sense to just hit the things that I can't get cheaper somewhere else. So let's see. So Teresa said bottled water. Jessica's saying a case of Smart Water is way cheaper for the 1-liter bottles. Wendy's chiming in and saying puppy pads and disposable cups and plates. Diana is grass-fed organic milk. That I could imagine could be much cheaper. For me, with 5 kiddos, it's just milk. I can't afford to give you anything other than just plain old milk. Okay, thanks for sharing those, guys. It's always helpful to see. Sam's has good bacon cheddar burgers in the frozen section. That's like $15 for a much bigger box than in the grocery store. Dasani water. So I love all these ideas. And I agree. Miss J says living 10 minutes from Costco is a blessing and a curse. Yeah, you would need to limit yourself. So maybe, Miss J, you need to attempt our technique of no buggy and see where you can get. You can only get what you can carry out each trip. Maybe you'll make more trips. I don't know. But for us, we attempt every time. If we Oh, so if I go on a trip in the car, do I buy the groceries and bring them with you? Great question, Lorna. For us, when we travel, I usually try to bring all the groceries with us. So we did head to the beach a couple weeks ago with family, and not really knowing what the state of grocery stores was going to look like at the beach. We took everything, even milk, in coolers with us. It took a couple coolers to get it all down there, but we took everything we needed. It is much cheaper, not only because it makes you plan your meals ahead of time so that you take everything with you, but it's also cheaper because typically grocery store areas near vacation destinations, wherever you're they're typically more expensive. So if I tried to do all of my grocery shopping at the beach, or you were headed to Disney or wherever you're going, it's going to cost you more. Not to mention all of the things that you need for the whole week. They aren't all on sale right now. And that's not the way we shop. So for us, we shop only by buying what is on sale this week, and next week buying what's on sale next week. And so we're really pulling from our pantry whenever we need to meal plan. Well, the same is the case whenever we go on vacation. So I'm not going to pull from the grocery store and what's on sale in the grocery store. I couldn't make a week's worth of meals from one sale ad. Instead, I'm going to start planning those menus a couple weeks before we go on vacation, and then starting to watch the sales. And we did. We had food kind of piled up in the corner of the dining room that was like, this is vacation food, so that I could make the meals that needed to be made without having to buy things that weren't on sale. That's always the goal. Not have to deal with things that aren't on sale. But it saves a lot. And my husband's chiming in. We actually brought back a lot. I kind of overpacked because this, in typical years, I will stop at the grocery store and get some things in the local grocery store, like milk, instead of having to haul milk down there. But this year, not really knowing what the grocery stores look like or knowing how crazy they would be. Now, I had no clue. Was the whole world going to go to the beach when we went to the beach? So we just tried to avoid it completely. But we did, like my unopened massive box of Cheez-Its here, we did bring things back that we didn't eat. And I don't know, part of me is tempted to tuck this away and not let the kids even know we still have it. So it'll be there for some other rainy day trip. But that is a huge way to save when you are going on vacation. And someone on the YouTube side, Sugar Rose, is saying they usually drive to the local residential area to do any vacation grocery shopping and never hitting tourist grocery stores. Yeah, just stay far away from them. Plus, tourist grocery stores right now are a little crazy. So if the grocery stores are limiting how many people are coming in and out, you probably don't want to be there anyway. Just shop before you go. Okay. So, Costco coconut oil. I'm still seeing all the things you guys are chiming in on. That is a big one. Another one, if you may not have heard about it, getting vanilla extract in the warehouse clubs. Vanilla extract is incredibly expensive, but their price for it is better than vanilla extract other places. I've also heard people say maple syrup. I'm not a big maple. I don't care what my maple syrup is or isn't. Sorry if that offends anyone that, I don't know. I imagine everyone that lives in like maple syrup country, like the idea of eating Aunt Jemima on your pancakes probably just makes you ill, but I'm happy and content with whatever syrup I have. Sorry if I've lost some points in your book, but I'm not high maintenance when it comes to my syrup. If you are, warehouse clubs are a great place to get some discounted maple syrup that can get super expensive as well. Okay, John's got a question. We live in Jacksonville, Florida. Is the butcher the best place to get meats, or will they be pricey also? So John, with a butcher, what you really want to look into is seeing if you can find a butcher that will allow you to purchase in bulk, because that's really where the savings is coming from. It's not necessarily finding a different avenue for your meat, but it's finding a way to buy that bulk price. because the bulk price a lot of times is $2 to $3 a pound cheaper than the kind of per unit price in the grocery store. So that's where you want to look or aim for grocery store wise. There is a wholesale meat supplier in the Jacksonville area as well. So Google that, Jacksonville wholesale meat. I Googled and dug it up for someone probably over a year ago now. So I can try to find it for you too, but you can probably find it for yourself because that's exactly what I Googled, and see if they will also allow you to purchase from them. Okay. And Sugar Rose is saying that she gets her vanilla extract super cheap in Cozumel in the Dominican Republic. I think I need to take a trip. I don't know. I don't know if I could justify the trip just to get vanilla extract, but if I'm ever in the area, I will definitely add that to the list. I don't think I can convince my husband to let me go on a trip though, just to get vanilla extract, but maybe someday. Okay, if you guys have any other questions that I didn't get to, hopefully I've hit everything as we go through. Hope is chiming in on spices. I mentioned the extract, she's mentioning spices, and that is, so getting that bulk size spice is a great price in the warehouse clubs. I will confess I get mine from the chef store, so that restaurant supply. If you do have a restaurant supply near you, in a way they are kind of like a warehouse club. So I guess quickly I'll share what I get from a restaurant supply store. So we have the US Foods Chef Store. We get all of our meat there, spices there in bulk. They're the same bulk sizes that the warehouse club sell, but a lot cheaper. We also get a lot of our frozen veggies and frozen fruit from the US Foods Chef Store. Super cheap prices for like a 5-pound bag of veggies. Depends on the veggie, but sometimes it's literally $5, so $1 a pound. That's cheaper than like Green Giant and Bird's Eye and all of that in the grocery store by far. And the rest of what's in the chef store, you're usually not going to touch. It's restaurant supply, so it's big. It's the number 10 cans of things. If you've got a meal to serve, we catered church lunch late last year and had a bunch of people to feed, that's where I would go for it. But on a regular basis, you're not going to use number 10 cans of green beans around the house. So just stick with the fresh and the frozen if you have a restaurant supply store near you, and you're going to get some really great deals from there. Also, their paper goods are very good prices to look into. So give you a little extra there that's not Sam's and Costco, but if you are near one. And guys, honestly, when I say near one, if you're within an hour and a half of a US Foods Chef Store or a restaurant supply that will let you purchase from them, it's worth the trip. So all the folks that are watching in Greenville or wherever you might be outside of the Columbia, South Carolina area, there's a chef store in Charlotte, in Columbia. They're building one in Savannah. Someone mentioned earlier they're building one in Myrtle Beach. There's one in Charleston. And they have others on the horizon too. So if you are within an hour and a half of one, totally worth a road trip. There's no membership needed to shop a US Foods Chef Store or a Gordon Food Service. So if you have a Gordon Food Service nearby, you can shop there too. No membership. So you can head in and you can stock up on fresh meat and frozen veggies. And they sell fresh veggies too, but some pretty good discounts compared to grocery store and even compared to warehouse clubs. And you didn't have to pay to be a member. Okay, so would I say that getting the $120 membership is better than the $60 that you currently have? You share your membership with your parents. So Ms. J, here's the trade-off that you need to kind of do a little bit of math. To equal the $120 membership, so the $120 membership at Costco gives you that extra, I don't even remember what it is, 2% back on all of the purchases that you've made for the year. And it isn't on everything, by the way. To my knowledge, it is not on gas. So you get 2% back on all of your eligible purchases. Well, 2%, you're going to need to spend, I think it's over, I'm trying to get out a calculator to quickly even do that math for you, but it's a lot. You're going to need to spend a ton to equal $60. Try to see. Yeah, you need to spend at least $300 in Costco every year. If you spend $300 or more on eligible items, then you could, in fact, end up kind of paying for that extra $60. But really, that $300 is equaling. You've now equaled the membership, but you haven't gone above it. So you need to look at how much you spend in Costco. The same for Sam's. So if you're pondering upgrading your Sam's membership to the Sam's Plus, how much do you spend in a warehouse store in the course of a year? It needs to be more than $300 because $300 is break even. You just paid for the $120 membership, but you didn't get anything else for it. If you're not spending $300 or more, then don't do it. So we don't do it. When I tell you that we try to carry it out, we do. We try to carry it out. We try to never go overboard in the warehouse clubs. So you're not hitting it. And the same for Sam's. I wouldn't pay to upgrade. I'd just take the free membership in Sam's and be very content with it and not necessarily need the Plus membership. Now, if you're doing most of your grocery shopping there, then you're going to completely pay for it and go ahead and take advantage of it and get that extra check back at the end of the year. You can use your check to pay for next year's membership. So I know a lot of folks will do that, which is great. And if you are purchasing enough, then go for it. But if you aren't, that's your break even. So 300 or more, you're good. But 300 or less, you might as well have just gotten the cheaper membership and saved the $60. Hopefully that helps. Okay, and that's a great question. We should have gone there earlier. Miss J says she spends roughly $1,600. So you win. You should get the more expensive option then and get the 2% reward back. It'll pay for next year's membership and just kind of keep you going. So if that's where you're doing a chunk of your shopping, then by all means get the more expensive executive Costco membership. By the way, the Costco deal, I put in the link in the comments. I'll get my husband to stick the links back in again. But the warehouse membership deal for Costco, if you do get the executive membership, the gift card is actually a bigger gift card than the regular, whatever they call it, the Gold Star member, I think is a $10 gift card, and the executive member is a $20 gift card that they're offering right now. So I guess you've got an extra perk to go ahead and get the larger one too if you're going to spend it all. Debbie says for Sam's, the Plus membership is worth it to her because she gets the additional warranties on computers. And she's gotten more than one free computer that way. So yeah, if you're going to purchase your computers from Sam's and that helps to handle it, then go for it. We've not purchased any computers from Sam's, so for me, that wouldn't get us very far. And again, I'm just content and happy with my free membership, but it does have extra perks. So the Plus membership not only is going to give you the percentage back in Sam's, it's also going to give you free shipping on any order. It gives you an increased prescription discount on a lot more prescriptions than the regular membership gets. And as Debbie's chiming in, it also is going to give you increased additional warranties on some of the items that you're purchasing. So it could be worth looking into all around for the advanced level memberships. That's their hope, is that you'll sign up for it, because memberships are a large chunk of their intake. You know, if they can keep bringing people in, that is kind of how they keep the doors open in some situations. So they are quite happy to have anyone go for the executive or Plus membership, which is just a larger intake. And honestly, most people don't end up earning back the amount. So it's a win for them, or they wouldn't offer it, you know. So you just need to make sure you're getting the perks of it. And if you are, then great. Okay, guys, we're totally there. Thanks for joining me tonight. Sorry if I threw you off with the homeschool title in the beginning. I'm glad we got that changed. I will try to make sure I remember to change titles for next week. And speaking of, let me see what our plan is for next week. So we are going to do, we're going to go through just a bunch of ways to earn extra money. We have done this one in the past, but kind of digging through, I couldn't remember if we did it since everything happened with shutdowns. I think we talked a little bit about it, but I'm just going to go through a kind of a long list of ways that you could be earning some extra cash this summer, all next week, and hopefully that will help some of you guys if you're needing to help make ends meet a little bit better. I thought we would also go through just a quick middle of the year budget check-in, which for some of us might look way out of whack, but how are things looking and how can we get back on track for the rest of the year? So we're going to try to cover a lot next week, but that's our goal. So join me next Monday night, always at the same time. Feel free to share with friends, guys, anyone that can join in and needs to save some money. have them join us. The more the merrier. And thanks for chiming in on your favorites tonight. It always helps the rest of us know what to look for in this store. So it's always fun to have you guys join every week. So thanks for joining me this week, and I will talk to you again next week.